Okay, so I'm so far working on the right wing, the underside of it, and it's not glued or anything, but I cut the wing. I actually ended up cutting my stencil. So this is the upper part. This part will be like a thicker foam mat. So I don't have that top part done, but I do have the lower part and the part under it, which is this piece right here. So I have it in 3 sections. You know, you have the really long wings, and then, or not wings, but the really long feathers that are going to be at the end, and then the ones at the top, and then the top part there. So it's basically this and this. You know, you think about not just the anatomy of the wing. I mean, well, actually, it is all anatomy of the wing, and then you just separate it into sections, like layers and layers of feathers, how you want to do it. So you can obviously see there's a difference in length and also size. So, like, you can see how some of the feathers I did, they had a couple of the smaller ones, you know, and it's not going to be an exact, you know, exactly the same on each side. And also, you know, you're making your wings your own, so it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. You want it to look as organic as possible. Unless you're a perfectionist. No offense to perfectionists out there. I have a little bit of that. Will you get off, please? This way. Go. Come on. Shoot. Go, go. Yeah, I know. Yes. You just want to see what I'm doing. You just want to get into it all. And also, I haven't looked up on how to keep this stuff clean. Pepper, go that way. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of annoyed. And let's see. Well, the ink isn't actually showing up. I might have to use like a white, you know, marker or whatever. But so far, it does make good indents though. So even though the ink isn't actually coming out of the pen, it sometimes did and sometimes didn't. But you can see in a sense where all the feathers are gonna be. And you might even have to look at the stencil, or you can eyeball it, which is actually what I'm doing right here. Near the end, I kind of did want to have a thinner wing, so I actually might make that a little bit. And then, if I make a mistake, I'll just do like an X to know that this line is not, you know. And this might be covered up. I've accidentally stepped on it and left a little bit of shoot. Not exactly imprint, but you know, as soon as you make a line with your finger, you see it shows and all that. So I haven't looked up on how to keep it cleaned, and I don't know if getting it wet, what that's gonna do. Also, it's really staticky because it's winter outside. So, but basically, and then I will be taking, I have a little blade that I'll be using and making all the individual, you know, there's the inside of the feather, and then the individual lines, like how I showed you on the piece of paper. So it'll be like, for example, it'll be like this, and then, you know, all the lines going down it, like that. And then the other way. So yeah, And then I'll also be gluing these parts together, and then, you know, this is the outside, and then you have to make the then you have to make the top of the wing, which the shape is going to be a little bit different in terms of how feathers go, but I'm like, I'm just going to put a bunch of glue on it and then, you know, press down and whatever. So, but so far it's a work in progress. I might have to buy more foam. I'm not sure. I still have one here. Because I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to be using one foam. I'm going to be using one piece for each wing side. So I still have to do the individual long bottom pieces, which part of me is fearing that I probably cut too much off. But then also I probably still have just a lot of extra. Either way, work in progress, trial and error. I haven't cut this one apart yet, which is the left wing. But before I do that, I had problems with that one. I realized I had actually, because stuff from one piece of paper is going to another piece of paper, so actually I have to tape all of this off, otherwise I'm going to be like stopping and taping, and I did have a few rips and stuff as I went. So, yep. Right wing and left wing. Both wings are needed to make you fly. So, anyway. Still taking a nap, sleeping. So, he's been the good boy. He's been sitting over there, and then Pepper, when I start doing stuff, then she tries to get on it. So, anyway. These wings I'm going to cut individually. You know, draw and cut out. Even though the ink isn't showing up on the paper. Oh, there you are. Good girl. No, you can stay right there. And the stuff is still bended. It hasn't flattened at all. So, anyway. I'm gonna take the shoe off, plug this in. Okay. Here we go. So this is actually the last part of the wing I'm doing, but I'm going to do these individually. So. I don't want to cut them either, so I might have to try to do some tracing. Yeah, I really do not want to cut these, otherwise it's going to be like a big... But then again, I might as well just do it. Because 1, 2, 1... Yeah. My ink pen not working. It's got ink in it, but it ain't gonna cooperate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 wings. Not wings, but yeah. Yay! I'll make a giant stencil, which is what the other girl did, but I don't know if she cut it apart or not. Oh shoot! And see, that's where the error came in. Trial and error. Okay, Mr. Tape, I've actually almost used all of the tape, too. Oh, shit. And this tape actually doesn't always stay, either. So, anyway. take the time doing the stencil, only you have to cut it up later on. No, these beautiful pieces. Yeah, pretty much. So now that I did that, yes, they all look pitiful and everything, but I can basically eyeball it and get the shape that I want. So as long as I keep them together in terms of right next to each other in the order, I should hopefully have no problems. Okay, so I've laid them out like that. And you kind of, trace and cut out, basically. That's what you do. I should do it this way because, maybe. And I have extra foam. I was afraid that I probably wouldn't have enough. I only might need to do extra depending on what I'm going to do for the very top part of the wings, like where the structure is. Because, like, that part has all the really little bit. I'm sorry, I am, not explaining things very well. Forgive my speech. The part here has all the little bitty feathers, and then it comes to the longer wing feathers, if that's making any sense. Up here, so they're a lot smaller. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do for right there, so anyway. It's kind of actually gone into that, so I'm going to move it over a little bit. There we go. Hey, I can actually use this too. Yeah. Might be a little longer than I wanted, but if that works. And I'm going past where this stops because part of it is going to end up being covered up because you actually have to do it longer than what you intended, because if you want to be able to glue it, you can't just have it at the very end and it's not going to look right. Okay. I know, so far this has been a trial and error. An expert could be like, dude, you're doing it wrong. I probably am, but you know what? It's getting made, and it's gonna look awesome. You have to keep your optimism up. And even the lines aren't exactly straight. They're not. Which is, a little bit off here and there is fine. But it's better to cut bigger because you can always take away. You can't add on. If you do, it might look a little weird. So far this likes to bend, so I'm kind of like doing some stuff to try to get it to stay. And see here, I'm totally skipping the draw it out first part. Now my brain is like, oh gosh, I hope I can keep track of these. There's only 6 of them. There's only 6. But it's not like I have anything that shows up enough to do a label. I might have to take pieces of paper and tape, tape it on there. 1, 2, 3, whatever. These are going to be layered on top of each other, so you do want to have them as a full feather, even if the drawing doesn't show. This is the biggest one. I wanted the biggest one to not actually be the one in the end, it would be the one a little bit after the end. But I might have to do it over here and cut out the smaller pieces. Otherwise I'm going to do it like that, and then it's going to be leaning more and more. Obviously, you're never going to find feathers this big. Anywhere. I mean, unless Jesus tarries and God comes back, then we could see some really big feathers, because some of his angels are really big. Like, huge. Wing. So it's going to go out this far, and I might even just be able to just do this. The hard part is that the stuff is just still bended. And if you end up cutting just a little bit into the stencil, it's A-okay. Mistakes happen, and who knows, it might end up turning out okay. So this one is actually the end. It's going to go like that. Last one. And hey, I'll probably even use these scrap pieces. You know, like the ends of these and just, you know, use them for something. So you do want to keep some of your scrap. Things like this. Okay. And that's about right too. Probably didn't do that on some of them. You want to make sure you have extra, extra, extra. Read all about it. This stuff is getting so dirty, which I feel bad about. There's so much static. Okay, and really quickly, so yeah, they're gonna have this layered look. This big one is going to be in the middle, and then they're all going to kind of go under it and be glued together. Obviously a little bit more than what I want, and then that's going to be added to that over there. So you have the 3 sections of the wings, and it's all gonna, and you know, you have extra foam, so it's like you could have it behind there. And for the top of the wing, I still don't have that yet. This is just, you know, this is a layer, and then the top part of the wing is going to come up too and hook it. And then also where the feathers will come in. I'm just grabbing some to give a view. It's like, what are you doing sitting on it? I'm sitting on it. Okay, get over it. This is going to be, you're going to have to really try to figure out how to flatten this out. And then, so depending on which side, these are this is the underside, so I don't actually want to use, I want to use ones that are, but looking at the underside of these, like this is the top, this is the bottom. I should just say bottom instead of underside. I always said, this is one of the things I always say. So this is this is the left wing. No. Is it? Is it the left wing? No, it's the right wing. Because I'm thinking of it backwards. Because when I lay on it, this is where the shoulder part is, and it comes out this way. So anyway, by the way these are facing for the underside of the wing, I'm gonna do this like this. And then these just go maybe even a little bit past it. Of course, I had to grab a bunch that were from the wrong side. And there's obviously shorter ones, so they will go in the shorter areas, and I'm going to have them go past, because then the upper part will go over this. So, for example, it'll be something like, you know what I'm trying to say. So even like down here, I'm going to actually have them go past the foam. Glue them on and hope they just turn out right. I might have to look for some kind of glue that clears as it dries, because obviously not going to be on the side. And then when I do the top of the wings, they're not going to be this way, they're going to be this way, the top of the wing. Yeah, that's just what I decided to do, so wish me luck. Luck? I don't wish you luck. I wish you sense. Anyway. Yep. And then I'm gonna have to go through here and by looking at the bottom of them, see which side they go to. Again, don't want to handle them too much, otherwise they'll get pretty frayed. And we don't want that now, do we? I know, I don't really have, no, bottom, okay. Bottom, and top, okay. Yeah. Left, right. So one wing is, yeah, it's coming together, so, and so far it's taken me a few hours. I started earlier this morning, and it's now 3:24. Yep. Now I gotta figure out where the thicker floor mat foam stuff is. I could probably find those at Walmart or somewhere. Yep. For this foam stuff, it cost I want to say it was $9.99. or whatever. Yeah, one piece, which is like that. So anyway, so yeah, that's how my wing's gonna go, and then I'm gonna glue it all together first, and then I'm gonna cut all the lines, make all the lines on it, which will be time consuming, but it will make it look really realistic. So if you guys decide to do something like this, well, here's one of the ways to do it. So yeah, how I'm gonna be able to connect all that to a corset, actually, which I bought just to help hook it to your back and distribute weight by using also a wire, which I don't have. The video that the girl had, she didn't show herself actually putting that part together, I don't think. Let's see if I can quickly find. Oh, where is it? There it is. Do not look at the messy house, or I will find you, because I have a set of skills. Got this one right here. It actually isn't fully dry because it feels like it's got some weight to it. But anyway, the bigger part, once I get, because after I do one side, then I actually have to do the top of the wing, which the pattern's going to look a little different. Like it's going to have a part going up here and right here, and then a long section. And then I'm going to somehow hook it to some wire and then hook that around my back. So it'll kind of be like that. It's going to have another part that goes up, the upper part of the wing. So yeah. Sorry if these seem a little boring, but I just decided to do this, put this on YouTube and show my progress and what and whatever. Feel free to ask questions. I probably won't know the answer to them, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, so yeah. It's gonna be really cool. I do have my horns. My Maleficent horns. Why didn't I bring them down? These are very light. They're made out of foam rubber and foam. It's like styrofoam, you know, just put into a shape. So I don't want to say rubber, you know, or unless silicone is just another word for styrofoam. That's the word I grew up with, is styrofoam. And also they are hollow. And I only know that just because when I grabbed them, I squeezed them a little bit, and I was like, oh. And also it had a little dent in it, but I was able to, you know, move it out like that. So these are the horns I'm planning on wearing. I don't know if I should try just using my own hair, because my hair is a little short right now, but it will grow longer. Maleficent 1, Maleficent 2. I should have gotten the Blu-ray because I didn't know that my Xbox could play Blu-ray, or that the Blu-ray came with Blu-ray and DVD. So I should have just went and got the Blu-ray, because Blu-rays have all the special features and regular DVDs don't really have special features anymore. It's all a trick, people, to get you to go to Blu-ray. And then eventually they'll run on a Blu-ray and make it go to 4K Ultra D stuff. That's how they do it. Anyway. Okay, I'm going to end the video right here out of boring weirdness. And hopefully I can get my dog to stop crawling all over it. Yes, I'm addressing you, because you're cute and fuzzy. I bet if you had a tail, it'd be wagging right now. Yeah. Wouldn't it be wagging? Wouldn't it be wagging? Yeah. Yeah. I do love you. I do. Yes, I do. Hmm.